Ladies and gentlemen, William Ruto has just completed his address to the nation from Statehouse, Nairobi. I have seen him sobering up, but it is not yet as you think. I will be explaining to you constitutionally on what is supposed to happen, because I have seen people celebrating that the finance bill has been withdrawn. But the question I've been asking myself, Kenya is a country governed by law. What next after the verbal withdrawal? Nataka turudi kwa katiba. I'm here to make things clear for you. And as Ruto was speaking, I was also perusing my copy of the Constitution to try and understand if tunachezwa ama ni ukweli. Kumbuka Ruto knows tomorrow will be hotter than before. I want to take you back down to memory lane when Raila Odinga declared hot maandamano. What did Ruto do? Ruto bent down and accommodated Raila into the bipartisan talks, and Raila withdrew the maandamano. What was the result for that? Still, we are in darkness. But ladies and gentlemen, let's go straight forward to what has happened today. Remember, at first, William Ruto refused to sign the finance bill and took it back to Parliament. That was the initial news. Ruto has come live. He has announced that he has entirely withdrawn the finance bill. I want us to discuss the two statements. What happens when a president refuses to sign the bill? And the next question I'm going to respond here, does the president have powers to verbally withdraw a bill? Those are the two questions I'm going to respond. So listen to me. At the end of this, you will understand kama tumechezwa ili kumaliza maandamano ya kesho, or there's something that is going on. Listen to me, Gen Zs, as I speak to you. Let's go back to Article 115 of our Constitution. Article 115 talks about President Assent and Referral, Kenya Law Reforms Commission. Article 150, Presidential Assent and Referral. Article 115 says, and I want to read, within 14 days after receipt of a bill, the president shall, 1, assent to the bill or refer the bill back to Parliament for consideration by Parliament, noting any reservations that the president has concerning the bill. If the president refers a bill back for consideration, Parliament may, following the appropriate procedure under this part, 1, amend the bill in light of the president's reservations. 2, pass the bill a second time without amendment. If Parliament amends the bill fully, accommodating the president's reservations, the appropriate speaker shall resubmit it to the president for assent. Parliament, after considering the president's reservations, may pass the bill a second time without amendment, or with amendment that do not fully accommodate the president's reservations by a vote supported, 1, by 2/3 of members of the National Assembly and 2/3 of the delegation in the Senate, if it's a bill that requires the approval of the Senate. If Parliament has passed the bill under Clause 4, two things will happen. The appropriate speaker shall within 7 days resubmit it to the president, and the president shall within 7 days assent to the bill. If the president does not, I want you to carefully listen to this. Gen Zs and Kenyans at large, listen to this. If the president does not assent to a bill or refer it back within the period prescribed in clause 1 or assent to it under clause 5b, the bill shall be taken to have been assented to on expiry of that period. Now listen, Kenyans. This article doesn't give the president powers to withdraw the bill. So William Ruto's verbal withdrawal is null and void and just theatrics to confuse and cool the angers in the Republic of Kenya. There is nowhere, unless there's an article I don't understand, though I stand guided by senior lawyers out there. I stand guided. If I stand guided, I will appreciate, because learning is a continuous process. But based on Article 115, the president has no powers to verbally withdraw a bill. The Constitution doesn't give him those powers. So the verbal withdrawal to the Kenyans is null and void. Point number 2. You remember, Parliament is going on recess today, right? There are 2 things that are supposed to happen. Either tumechezwa so that young people can withdraw their demos tomorrow, or 2 things can happen. Unajua, Kenya is not a republic state. Kenya is governed by laws. And the laws of the Republic of Kenya says Parliament had already passed the bill. If Parliament had already passed the bill, the president has only 1 powers. Or let me say 2. The president has only 1, to assent the bill or to refuse and send it back to Parliament for amendments. Listen, kama Ruto atanyamaza, if Ruto goes silent and we assume he has verbally withdrawn the bill, this is what is going to happen. Constitutionally, Article 115, if the president does not assent to a bill or refer it back within the period prescribed in clause 1 or assent it under clause 5b, the bill shall be assumed to have been automatically assented and it becomes law. Now, the president has 2 powers. Power number 1, he has powers to assent into bill. Power number 2, he has powers to send the bill back to Parliament for amendment. He has no powers to withdraw the bill. If only, the only thing can happen here is the president has verbally withdrawn the bill. The responsibility now remains on the National Assembly. Either the speaker recalls the members of Parliament from recess because they had already broke. Is that English really applicable? They had already gone for recess. Now, the speaker can do 2 things now. After the president's announcement, which is powerless, the Speaker of the National Assembly can do 2 things. Number 1, recall the members of Parliament from recess. They come to amend the bill as per the president's recommendations. Number 2, they can repeal the bill. Repealing means revoke the bill. So, the powers to withdraw the bill entirely is vested not on the president, but on the National Assembly. So, the withdrawal can only happen or can be effected if Parliament proceeds to repeal the bill. If Parliament assumes to continue with recess, if Parliament assumes to continue with the recess, it is constitutionally assumed that the bill has not been repealed. And if the bill has not been repealed, Article 15.6 says, after Article 115 says, after the prescribed period, I want to see that prescribed period in clause 1. Clause 1 says within 14 days. So if Parliament assumes not to resume from recess, after 14 days, the bill will have been assumed to be assented and it becomes law. That is I'm not a lawyer, but that is my little understanding on what has happened. So Wakenya, msidanganywe na hii maneno kwamba ati Ruto ame withdraw bill, mwanze kucelebrate, msahau kwamba kesho mnafaa kwenda kwa streets. From the announcement, we assume there's nothing that has happened. Right? There's nothing that has happened. Constitutionally, it is the Parliament that has those powers to withdraw a bill because they had already passed it. Tunaelewana? So msidanganywe hapa Gen Z. Don't be lied to. Let's be procedural and let's follow the Constitution, and let's not be cowed. Let's not be cheated. Let's not be silenced. So Gen Z mahali muliko, I think tomorrow you should proceed as you had planned, because whatever that has been announced today is constitutionally null and void. I hope nimewafundisha kitu, unless there is something which I don't understand. I have already announced that Kaka, I also stand guided. I also stand to withdraw this if there is a law that allows the president to verbally withdraw the bill. If there is such a law in this country, I stand guided by competent lawyers out there, and I will automatically concede and withdraw my video. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. See you in the next video. Asanteni sana.